What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 298 of Littleroot Lessons. I'm about to become a psychopath in about 25 minutes, and I'm joined today by the hardest working producer in Pokemon podcasting, Carl. How's it going, buddy?
Going good. Vegas is still technically going on,
Yes.
but we're not waiting all night for Vegas, and we want to get started ahead of that before tomorrow, because I'm not going to want to record tomorrow. So we're gonna cover Vegas teams.
And one thing to note, since we are recording during the play, I think top 4 just ended. To avoid spoilers, we will be talking about the standings as of the end of round 12. So the teams
Which doesn't change anything. We know what the top cut teams are at the end of round 12.
We just don't know who goes where in top cut.
Yeah.
Wait, can you scroll down? Oh, I didn't even know this. No, I didn't notice that after round 12 that Zach and Montana were right next to each other.
Yeah.
Yep. VGC power couple over there. But yeah, we had a really, really great event. I think one of the things that we can just dive into, again, we don't really have like the usage stats and stuff up yet because there's no lab mouse. But one of the things to note, just looking at the teams, is that and just listening to the broadcast, this was not your regular Reg H regional. There actually were a decent bit of fastballs thrown.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of change between the last Reg H event and this Reg H event.
Yeah, and I think the big change, we'll probably get to it with Oliver's team, with again going down with what was it, Oliver, Raghav, Zach Carlson.
Yeah.
The story of, and even Montana, makes sense. They ran the same team. Actually, I think Zach said that they were running. A lot of people were running the team that Zach and Montana ran. Is that Sun went off this week? This is probably the best performing week Sun has had, and not in the sense of in past regionals or ICs, where like last year in LAIC, Marco Silva just decided he was going to be the best player on the planet that day using Sun.
Yeah.
This was just a total overall Sun. Like if you played Sun, you placed very well this week. And that's something that we really hadn't seen in regards to that's not something we've really seen.
That said, there's still like rain in the top 8.
Yeah.
There's still like sand with Joe even made top 8, like top cut, like which is just we saw more Sun do well.
Yeah.
Which might have just been a situation of
good medical
at this point. It's like just people were over expecting for one thing and they got by. And the overcorrection is Sun's going to be good again, like good in that meta.
And we were seeing that Sun did win the IC in a lot of the GC earlier in the month. You saw a lot of different players play, like specifically Lily Cole. I believe it was Wolfe Glick won the North American portion of the GC using like Lily Cole, Ferrigraph as a team. And again, we're seeing that right there. Not Wolf's exact team. Wolf did run a Dragonite, but yes, this Lily Cole plus Incin or Ferrig, like it was very, very powerful. And honestly, I think that team in general right now is going to the story. It is like one of the stories of the meta for this weekend, and we'll definitely cover it. But let's just scroll up and want to start with like the top team, which we see in a few places. And we're going to be looking at Henry Rich's Pace, coming all the way from the land down under to Sin City to compete. This is, I'd say, like the modern, the final settled version of the P2 Ursaluna.
This is what we've come to see from P2 Ursaluna, Golden Go, Kilowattrel. Like this is pretty much it. Kilowattrel has become a very, very common pairing next to Ursaluna. One for its competitive because they want to intimidate your Ursaluna with and whatnot. Also has access to Tailwind. You're a flying type, so you're even doing Earthquake. Good coverage into all the grass types that Ursaluna would be threatened by. It ends up being just a very, very nice little pairing. very commonly to just protect Tailwind. Okay, now I can just Thunderbolt and Earthquake and whatever next to it, and you just can't really do anything. Porygon 2 here, we're back to the Terra fighting stuff, which is fine. I'm not sure exactly how good the fighting coverage is.
In general, I think
now,
I think you still want better ways to or at least multiple ways to hit Pokemon like Tyranitar, like just any of the steel types, namely the Archaludon, the Terra Steel Dangos. I don't think you want to put all of it on, and you do have the Incineroar with the Salt Vest, but I think it's just a good. It feels like, especially on this team, when my group was playing it last year, the key part, that Kilowattrel spot, was a fighting type because of how important the fighting damage just felt for this 6. And so if you aren't using a fighting type and you're going with something like the Kilowattrel, having the fighting type coverage on your Porygon 2 and using that as your Terra spot is you're going to get a lot more out of that Terra spot offensively, and it just gives your Porygon 2 more things to do. That's at least my read on it in terms of the team building and just like understanding like that last spot, that 5th, was always a rotating fighting. And if it's not, then you need to find that damage somewhere else. And of course, there are other places, like that fighting could also be a Drain Punch on the Incin, but then you could say you might be getting too cute. Just you're going to run Terra Blast anyway. The ability to let your P2 toggle that fighting type damage if you need it on and off is pretty neat.
Like you said, it's neat, but I feel like that's fine. That was the fighting was more needed for Reg H1.
Definitely.
We're in a format now where like you're only really hitting Incineroar consistently between things getting Terra'd, like Archaludon, Blood Moon Ursaluna, Tyranitar even pivots to flying. So it's just like you're just like, well, why did I click this Terra button? I'm kind of stuck now because now I'm hitting into a fairy type or into a bug type or into a ghost type, and Ice Beam's not going to do it. So it's my big thing is just like, why did we swap back to fighting from the fairy or even the flying Porygon 2 kind of thing, situations like that?
I think the big thing for that is just more so play style, where I don't think you're committing your Porygon 2 to fighting unless you can force the Terra out on another mon and be sure like what you're going to get the most out of it, where it's not like I don't 100% need it all the time, but it's another one of those things where when you do need it, the button's there. That this is just my overall read on it, and maybe also it could be trying to call meta. Maybe they just thought that there would be a lot more Tyranitar, where just having the threat of that, and okay, maybe I'm forcing my Tyranitar, even just has a way of my Terra forces you to use your Terra, and I'm not hitting you with a Terra. I'm not hitting you with the.
Well, that's the other part of it is you don't want the Tyranitar to Terra.
No,
you don't want it to Terra against your team. Well, because then you're just like, well, my only thing that's hitting this Tyranitar is this Kilowattrel.
Oh, and right? The Ice Beam on the P2.
Like, yeah, you have the Ice Beam, but you're probably getting mollywopped by whatever else is sitting next to that T-Tar if you're trying to pop the T-Tar and force them into a Terra Flying. Like, your Ursaluna then has to be only Facade into it, which is not great if you're playing this Earthquake Ursaluna. I just don't see how, like, especially T-Tar. T-Tar's not a worry for this team. Like,
I'm just throwing out. This is just my read on it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like none of the reads are making sense in my head.
Well,
why I should be fighting.
I also don't think, like, in terms of like flying or fairy. I don't know. I'd rather have the option for fighting offense on this team more than anything. I think that's more useful than you already have flying offense. I don't think fairy offense is that useful right now, especially with where this weekend went. I just think, like, if you're looking at that Terra spot more for an offensive spot, the Terra Fighting Terra Blast just gives you more than the other Terras.
I just don't see it. I just don't see you clicking that button with the way this format rolled out. I just do not see you clicking that button more often and often enough. I just do not see it.
What is our next team?
Rain.
And who? This is James Evans.
Yeah.
Sticking with pretty much. Is this his exact six?
This is the exact same. Yeah, exact same 6.
Nothing else has changed.
Nothing's changed.
No notes. Awesome. We talked about this team a lot. The double steel offense.
I played this team a lot. This one was fun. I liked this team a lot. The 6 was fun.
I really like the Archaludon with the sturdy power herb on a rain team. It lets you not have to bring the pelipper to make Arch a usable Pokemon. The Terra Electric Electro Shot will one-shot all, like, pretty much all variants, common variants of the Gholdengo. And it just, again, like, makes that button an easy button to press all the time. And even in situations where your opponent is, like, you know, oh, they're going to click Electro Shot, I'll switch in my Weather Setter, turn the rain off. You can't do that when you have the power.
Yeah. I like this a lot. I liked this a lot when I was playing it. Fake Tears Gholdengo is a hell of a drug, man. Just being able to click Fake Tears next to Gholdengo is nuts. Even Fake Tears next to your Pelipper is nuts. Just Fake Tear, Muddy Water,
next to
Fake
the
Tear.
Arch.
Yeah, Arch doesn't really necessarily always need it. Arch is going to pick up the KOs usually by itself, regardless. Gholdengo, like being that fighting Terra Blast option on this team, having just the life orb, no nasty plot, means that having that Fake Tears is going to be beneficial since you have no good way to reset your Make It Rain debuffs.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah, because there's no haze on this team as well.
Yeah, no haze.
Yeah. The next team is this. So I believe Justin Tang. We had a handful of people who made Top Cut run this team. I know Tang was one. If you go, I mean, if you click some names,
I think actually this is the only one that made Top Cut.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the only one that made Top Cut. There was probably more that made day 2.
Yeah, that's probably
and that might be what you're thinking, but this is the only one that made Top Cut.
So this is really like the only time we see, or at least looking at the Top Cut right here. This is the best Blood Moon finish for Blood Moon Ursaluna, which was an insanely dominant Pokemon. This is probably one of the worst weekends Blood Moon has had, and that the Doug trio has had in a while. This is a more like the offensive screens variant that we've seen a handful of people use, where you're running a Specs Gholdengo next to the Life Orb Blood Moon Ursaluna and the Grimmsnarl with its screens, and then you go with the more supportive Volcarona, secondary Tailwind Setter, damage mitigation with Struggle Bug, and redirection with Rage Powder, and you run the Terra Fighting Archaludon with Assault Vest, where the body press is its real killer in this format. You aren't running the Electroshock because you aren't using Power Herb and no Rain, so you can use other tools. You also get access to Snarl for more damage mitigation. So between like the Volk and the Arch with their special attack dropping attacks and potentially Light Screen, you can really shut down a lot of the special offense teams in this format, while your really good offensive trio of Gholdengo, Dragonite, Ursaluna, who also work very well together defensively, can go and just, especially like the Specs Dango and the Life Orb Terranormal Blood Moon, just blow holes into your opponent's team and just really break down what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Notably, I think this is the only Volcarona also in Top Cut.
Yes, another Pokemon that we were seeing a lot of that has fallen off. We have more Farigiraf in Top Cut than Volcarona.
And notably, this is not the typical setup Volcarona that we've been seeing. This is going back to the I am the support. I'm going to sit here and click Tailwind and Rage Powder and Struggle Bug and the occasional Heat Wave. Which is fine next to the Grimmsnarl doing that kind of thing. But I can definitely see why. I'm interested to see why Volcarona fell off so hard. Because I don't think, like, Sun, like, looking at it on your face value, Sun doesn't do anything to really threaten the setup Volcaronas. That So I'm confused as to why Volcarona just fell off so hard, if maybe just people didn't bring it as much as they were, or if it's a situation of just regular Ursaluna ended up just pushing it out as a threat option.
Yeah. Going to our next team, this is Oliver Escalin. Another, we've had, also, that was the other thing, especially mentioned in day one. A lot of people traveled to this event, while the Americans definitely performed the best. This is another European player, and this is our first Sun team. Now we saw the Venusaur Dusclops Sun team pop up back in Europe. I can't remember which was it. Gdansk. So one of our European regionals, we had Venusaur Dusclops on stream, and there was which was just a really cool thing to see. You know, very Sword and Shield Series 5 coded.
It's because the reason you remember it is because it was Oliver.
Oh, it was Oliver. Okay, yeah,
he was the only Dusclops Venusaur Torkoal team.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, I know I've seen this team before.
Yeah,
and I know it was a European player.
He top 64 with it in Gdansk, which makes sense. So we probably didn't talk about it a ton.
No, I don't believe so.
From the results for that event, just because it is at the back end of the top 64. We did see it on stream, and I remember mentioning we saw Venusaur like Dusclops on stream. But this is not Sunroom in the way you expect Sunroom. We'll talk about what we normally see more of in that the Torkoal, Lilycole kind of stuff, the Hatterene, Torkoal, more heavy Trick Room style things. This one feels more like a Sun team with Dusclops, like Trick Room as an option. We've got our Defiant, Terrifier, Annihilate with Focus Sash. That's a new one.
No, we've seen so this is more so coming back. We've seen the Focus Sash, no Protect with like Coaching Taunt.
I don't remember the last time we've seen Sash Annihilate anywhere near the top cut.
No, that's what I'm saying. Near top cut, it's been a while, but this has been a set that has popped up and around. I think it was towards the tail end of Reggae last year. More and more people were saying, like, playing Annihilate just as its own mon, not doing the maushold stuff or the beat up stuff. And this is a great example of it as well, where you have the close combat and the Rage Fist still punishes you, where if you are targeting it down, you're able to run a lot of speed on this Pokemon too, for really fast taunts and fast coachings. I think it's another example of Assault, just the power of Assault Vest Incineroar right now. And
I think that's like the third Assault Vest Incineroar.
It is. Every instant we've seen so far has been Assault Vest, and it's for a great reason. A lot of the offense, it feels, is coming from the special side, at least going into the format, where going into this event.
Coming from the last events, going to this one, it was very special leaning. Golden Go, Blood Moon Ursaluna, Volcarona, etc.
Yeah, and so
AV Incineroar shuts down all of that.
Yes. I think outside, of course, I mean, let's talk about the Venusaur now. Again, a no Protect. There's only 2 Protects on the team, which, makes sense for this more hyper offensive team. The Venusaur is running 3 attacks: Leaf Storm, Weather Ball, Earth Power, with Sleep Powder as an option. For those of you who played a lot of Sword and Shield VGC, seeing a Sleep Powder Venusaur, just
insert copy pasta here.
Yeah, at least this one can't go, and you aren't, at least like in Gen 9,
there's only a few things this one's going to do rather than
it's
the
not
millions of paths that Venusaur.
It's not going to go like grow massively and then click Gmax Vine Lash or whatever, and you were hoping you were going to get Sleep Powdered, and instead you got knocked out. It happens. The Torkoals, I think we saw a lot of this, like the Helping Hand, Eruption, and then other tech moves during this. The Charcoal Torkoal was big. They weren't running specs on it because they wanted to click Helping Hand or Protect.
Yeah, you wanted more. You wanted to be more flexible in your Torkoal options.
And the final thing is, because you have the Dusclops, your speed control and haze is on the Dusclops, it allows you to run the 3 attack loaded Dice Dragonite. So you can run extreme speed as a way to pick up just your quick KOs, get some chip on to break a sash. And you were also able to run Ice Spinner to get rid of opposing terrain, and as a way to really threaten other Dragonites that already lost their Terra.
Yeah, we're also going to mention that Frisk actually has a use now.
Yes, it does.
This allows you to find Hisuian Zoroarks, because Wolf made Hisuian Zoroark a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why, yes, I know we're playing open team sheet, and also it is a good, like, hey, did you fill your team sheet out check?
It is a good, hey, did you do it correctly kind of thing?
Yeah. Now, would you feel bad, like, picking up a game because Frisk told you that the item was wrong?
No, I do not feel bad.
You shouldn't. That's
a loaded question. You shouldn't feel bad.
That's on them.
Sand from Joseph Ugarte. They have been playing this 6 pretty much consistently in most of the little events they've been playing in.
I remember
their other team is just the Jump Bluff Sun stuff.
Yeah.
But
I do find it funny that the week Sun as a whole pops off is the week Joe doesn't bring Sun.
But this is also the same week that he also played it really well, finishing 10-2 and was near the top of the charts pretty much the entire event.
Yeah, now see, one of the things with this team is that the only move that can miss on this team is Rock Slide, which you always run Rock Slide. There's no reason not to run Rock Slide, and High Horsepower. One of the things that we've mentioned many times on Joe's teams is that he always plays really great, but he uses these high-risk, high-reward moves that can miss, and sometimes when you fly a little too close to the sun, your wings melt. This is the most accurate Joe Ugarte team I've seen in terms of just like clicking moves that actually will hit in formats. Like maybe Regulation D, that Gastrodon team he was running, I think is like the last one where he had moves that that would hit 99% of the time. And so good. We've always said if Joe plays moves that hit, he'll probably do really well because he can minimize the bullshit too.
He gets to minimize the variance that he suffers from because he always picks moves that can miss. This 6 is very good. I remember watching literally a whole day's worth of him playing in a VR event with just this team, and like he put Dozo in a box. He won games he had no business winning with this team.
I remember the funniest thing is before playing this team, I think VR, there was a tweet. He's like, "Yeah, I think this team's bad, but let's see what happens." And then he top cut.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. Like, this team looks bad. Let's see what happens. And he effectively gets everyone on the Corviknight train. After that event, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, this felt fine. And then he shelved it for a little while, and then he comes back and he comes and does this with it. But yeah, this team is cool. I played this one as well. I like it a lot.
I think like just in general, even from other things I've seen, like this in a 2-2-2-ish sense, like the T-Tar Exca and Sneasler and Didi really go well together. I've seen other people, some of the Lily Pad boys, going and that building group running that 4, but instead of the Annihilate and the Corviknight, they ran Dusclops and a very, very, very slow Life Orb Blood Moon Ursaluna as a more Trick Room mode instead of having just like the general fighting and flying type. But that's also just team preference and building preference from that group. This is pretty much the standard way to play Sand, and it's another like really unique team for those people who don't want that like standard weather, or
who don't want the same Rain Arch team or the same Volcarona team or the same we've been seeing in the last month and a half. Which it sucks that now that we're getting ready to be done with H, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to innovate and do all the fun stuff again.
Yeah, well, everyone's trying. This was, for a lot of people, this was their last event if they weren't going at LAIC. But
this is the standard
Sinister Rain.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is the rain room.
Again, really cool team. This is a very, like, on the other side, we're talking about, okay, that's an innovative team. I mean, or like that's a more, not a innovative, but in a sense, it's like a well-known team. The Ursaluna P2 stuff, the sand stuff, but like where it's not innovative, but it's not to say that that's an insult, but it's more so it's uncommon. This is another aspect of this team kind of fell off a little, and at the same time though, Andrew piloted it to top cut, and part of that as well is if you play a team enough, and you just, at this point as well, if you just know the team and you know how to play it, just go and play it.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah. What is our next team?
We've got Doug plus a clear amulet incineroar.
But different Doug, because that's an Ursaluna that's on 4 legs, not 2. Yeah, this is using the Ursaluna on a team that doesn't have Trick Room. Now, in Regulation I, the double restricted, we would see a lot of people actually put some speed in their Ursaluna, and to an extent, I believe even Marco Silva would run speed in his Ursaluna, even though he had Trick Room on the team as well. And just use the Ursaluna as a very fast nuke. If your opponent doesn't have a Tailwind to match your Tailwind, you can just put on so much immediate pressure with the Ursaluna. You can click Earthquake next to the Whimsicott because it resists. You also have the Dragonite where you can click Earthquake next to it. This is another example of the very fast Sash Ape. This time, instead of using the Taunt, you see Final Gambit. So on this variant, the way that they'll run max speed, and then I believe I can't remember the exact. It's either
enough HP to Oko something.
It's either I was either going to say it's enough HP to Oko something, or they run enough attack to like pick up a specific close combat KO.
You'd be better off just hitting a specific HP.
Yeah. I think it's like 196 HP is the invest on these. That number stuck in my head.
I can tell you the number real fast. What that gets to. 196, he said.
Yeah, that's just that's just a number in my head.
That hits 210.
I don't know. I mean, that sounds right. Or like a good bit.
For reference, I think that's...
What's Blood Moon at? Or what? Actually, no. What's Dragonite at?
Dragonite? That's a good question. Dragonite is 166 with no invest, 198 with invest. So you're not. That's not it.
It's not. I can't remember what it.
I think
probably one of the Ursalunas.
I don't know if we can even get to that.
Regardless of what it is, I think that's just a number stuck in my head.
That'd be 172 invest Blood Moon Ursaluna. Which I feel like you're playing pretty, and then like regular Ursaluna, you aren't touching that one with the Final Gambit.
No.
That one you're not getting close to.
Yeah. Regardless,
I guess like the number would probably be close to what? Probably base 1. Looking for like maybe like base 100s at max HP.
Yeah. That sounds right. Anyways, again, that's just a number stuck in my head. If someone can tell me like the exact number that they usually use, that'd be awesome. One of the other things to note with this team is just a lot of the protects. We do have 4 protects, including the protect on the Incineroar, which also is using Clear Amulet and Terra Water. We also see another example of the 3 attack Dragonite, because the Whimsicott is providing speed control with Tailwind, and the Goldango is Life Orb on this set. You do have the ability to set up with your Nasty Plot if you're given the opportunity to, whether it's with the Annihilate doing a trade of something threatening with the Final Gambit, or fake out support and screen support from like the Incin or Whims respectfully, or you can just click Tailwind, just raw make it rain. Your Life Orb, you do so much damage naturally.
Yeah. you just hit hard. That's all you gotta worry about.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like a really, really cool way of looking at hyper offense and looking at, again, an offensive trio that we know is very popular. It's just using a different ursaluna. And again, just indexing on the idea that right now the offensive side of things going into Vegas was so specially oriented that people were playing more assault vest, going more like trying to like get your special defense up. Well, I'm going to punish you on the physical side, which is what the ursaluna allows you to do.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we
What's
have next?
We did that one.
That
It's
one covered that one. I
covered
was
that
gonna say,
one.
yep.
It
We
is the exact same 6, right? Yeah.
yeah. I think like at this point that 6 is just standard. What is the Terra type though?
There's some slight differences. Terra types are slightly different on certain things, but the rest of it's pretty much the same.
Yeah. Okay, looking at going down to the next team, Rogov's team. This is another look at Sun. This is a little closer to what Wolfe ran because Wolfe did run the Typhlosion. So Farig Typhlosion is a known duo that works really, really well. What this team does, or at least what that duo does, is it allows you to not have to worry about like you can Terra your Typhlosion safely and not have to worry about fake out. You do have the ability to set Trick Room up, like feign a Typhlosion play, and instead you're swapping it out, putting the Torkoal in, and getting your Torkoal set up in Trick Room. Again, Lily Cole, known commodity, that is just, again, something we know always works. We have the After You on the Lilligant, along with Solar Blade, Close Combat, and Sleep Powder. After You allows you to get your Torkoal, a little bit of the Zoomies, and this is also the Specs Torkoal, Terra Fire, Eruption Heat Wave, Weather Ball, Earth Power.
Yeah, this one is the one that's looking to really punish people for not respecting the weather. Fun fact: this After You lets everything go first in the right situation.
Which is nice. Even the Scarf Typhlosion, as long as the Lilligant is in the sun. One of the cool things I think, again, just finding fighting coverage, is that this, and specifically for this team hates seeing a Tyranitar and is trying to do everything possible to get rid of Tyranitar.
Yeah.
So we see not only the close combat on Lilligant, we're running Clear Amulet close combat on Incineroar.
Which, looking at this team, it's funny. It's like you're really trying to punish that Tyranitar. A Terra Flying Tyranitar is still really, really bad.
Oh, it's still really, really bad, but guess what? You can click into the Tyranitar that's Terra Flying. You can at least click Eruption.
Yeah, but if you're clicking Eruption at that point, that means Tyranitar's probably gotten the weather, because the Tyranitar switched in for the first one, and so your Eruption already is not doing as much damage as it should be. We're all also overlooking the Life Orb Leaf Storm Amoonguss.
Yeah, no, missed that. Wow, okay. Rogov, cook.
So I actually knew this was coming around here because I had heard about it on day one.
I missed the day one.
This thing actually hits like a truck when you've got Life Orb and Leaf Storm and Sludge Bomb on it. This is the start of, I guess, what we're going to start seeing with some Amoonguss, because some of them started to go back towards like Grass Knot as one of their damaging moves instead of like Pollen Puff. And I guess this is just another way, because Amoonguss is a Pokemon that's going to pivot in and out usually anyway. So the Leaf Storm drops don't really matter a whole lot in the early part of the game. So that's kind of cool. And I think the Life Orb Sludge Bomb does a lot to anything that's not a resist to it.
Yeah, and we also talk about, just in general, when we're more so covering Red F teams, about how useful that Sludge Bomb and how surprising like the amount of damage it does when you're boosting with the Life Orb as well. Yeah, you like anything that's weak to poison is probably getting 2-hit KO'd by the Amoonguss, which just lets it be a more active player in the game. It's also why we're seeing the Throat Spray on the Fergaraf with Protect. One of the issues with a Pokemon like Amoonguss or Farigiraf To a lesser extent, Incin is that it gets that island syndrome where you get to a point where that you can ignore the Pokemon because it really isn't doing anything. If the Frigoraph gets a boost with the Throat Spray, or of course, like the Life Orb already boosting out the Amoonguss, and you're able to mitigate the Life Orb recoil as well by just switching out the Generator, it just turns these usual passive Pokemon into insanely active Pokemon at all time. And
Yeah.
I think on a hyper offensive team like this, you always want both Pokemon on the field threatening something at all times.
Yeah, having that pressure to be able to pick up a KO somewhere all the time is very, very important for this style of team, especially with the double scarf, the double choice team.
Yeah.
No protects anywhere, so you're going to be pivoting a lot. So making sure that your Pokemon like Amoonguss, like Frigoraph, that are probably going to sit on the field longer than some of these other Pokemon, still deal damage is important. 10th place is another repeat. I think it's Dragon. Yeah, it's Dragon this time. So that's 3 different Terra types for Golden Go across these 3 teams, but that's the only difference, really.
Yeah.
Okay,
what is next? Oh, my baby boy. New England's own Boy Wonder. Really can't say that right now. He's in college. They grow up so fast. Zach Weed going with a Firewater Grass Balance team with the Incin, Rilla, and the Adaptability Basculegion. Then rounding it out with a double setup. No, not double setup. I apologize there. You have the setup on the King Gambit with the Black Glasses Terrafire. So the Black Glasses allows you to get that more damage out. The Terrafire makes it so that you actually have a defensive typing you can play. The Alolan Ninetales with the Life Orb to have more immediate pressure for its Blizzard and its Moonblast, which Moonblast isn't a common move we see on the Ninetales as well, which is a really neat call. And then the Encore. And finally, you're seeing a mix of Sneasler ideas where you're running the Grassy Seed, get your boost, run your Acrobatics, beat Terra Flying, but you aren't running it as a boosting move.
we're just not worried about the Swords
attack.
Dance.
Yeah, no. The Gambit can dance.
That's the thing. It's like
yeah.
if you had a Quiver Dance or like a Calm Mind or something, you'd probably want that Swords Dance still. But since you already have an attack boosting Pokemon in King Gambit, the Swords Dance on Sneasler feels redundant. So you'd rather probably just have the Dire Claw try to get lucky with whatever and run with that, which I think is fine.
Yeah. One of the things, just in general with this team, it for a player of Zach's caliber, it just gives him every single tool he could need to win. He has the weather control, he has double fake out, he has the ability to pivot with both the flip turn and the parting shot on the Incin. So the fact that you aren't running U-turn on Rillaboom doesn't really matter. You have immediate burst damage with the Sneasler, the Basculegion, and the Ninetales, since it's running the Life Orb. And you also have that priority setup combo with the King Gambit, where if you just let that go a little too far, the Gambit is able to take the games. Gambit's also able to protect your Sneasler, Bask, Rilla, and Incin from other Intimidate, because no one wants to go and switch the Intimidate in onto the Gambit that just Swords Dance.
Give it a free boost.
Yeah, because sure, like Incin resists Sucker Punch, but when it's +5, does anything actually resist it?
Yeah. We've seen that happen before. Remember, you forget the CSR plus whatever into Incineroar not taking it out when it should have. I will say that I'm going back and saying that I'm still correct. Everybody has swapped to the non-Terra Dark King Gambit, and King Gambit has started to get better.
Yeah,
hey,
it's like,
look at that.
This has been, this has been the big thing. It's understanding how much you can index on offense while still also having other tools. If you're going all the way in one direction, and early in the format, that probably is the way to go, just to figure things out. But when you realize, hey, I can do both things at the same time, that's pretty damn useful.
Yeah.
Go Zach, we love you. Bring home a trophy, or just stay in Vegas. I'm kidding. But no, I do really. He's had some really close calls. He's been top eating or top cutting events a lot more consistently.
Gonna tell him to just hang out in Vegas.
Yes, I'm going to tell the 18-year-old that he has to stay in Vegas, where he's
That
not allowed to
seems
do
like a
anything.
bad idea.
Oh, he's a good kid. He wouldn't do anything bad.
What do we got?
This
What
is
in the heck is? Oh, we got Wikiberry. Okay.
this is Bizad's team, which I like this is the weird stuff that I really enjoy, because you have your fire water grass again, but this is with the Incineroar instead of the Rilla. You keep the Basket Legion, so you have your double pivot with the Parting Shot and the Aqua Jet. Porygon 2 is here as just a general Trick Room Pokemon, not as a full mode. It's just your speed control, and it does allow you to play like the Incin and Amoonguss, plus whether it's your Goldango or your Komao, who both those Pokemon are naturally stronger, assuming, especially since you're playing the Wikiberry on Goldango, you're not running the max speed Timid, you're going to be very bulky. So P2 is like a good deterrent into other, like, bringing it against just generally faster teams, bringing it against Tailwind, of course, and just P2 in general is a very good Pokemon. It's cool seeing berries, because I forget berries are a thing, because we spent so much time in restricted formats that you forget that those
I had to
work.
remember which berry it was. And
Yeah.
it's like, and then I read it's like, oh, it's Wikiberry. Okay.
Yeah,
Because I'm just like, well, why are we using citrus berry? Because they put citrus on their Moongus.
Yes. And then finally we have the Throat Spray on the Komao with the Clinging Scales. The Clinging Scales is the damaging attack, the spread move, right?
Yes.
Because I think it's like Clanging Scales and Clangorous Scales.
Clangorous Soul is the
Clangorous Skull. Yeah, that's the boosting attack.
Scales is the spread damage.
Yep. So what Clanging Scales does, it still uses the Throat Spray. It's the same exact idea of using Hyper Voice plus Throat Spray. It's just that the Komao is getting the stab. It's a Dragon Spread type attack, which is something that is very unique and isn't something that other Pokemon can do. And then Forest Sphere and Flamethrower just give it really good coverage moves. Great ways to hit Steels, great ways to hit other dark types, grass types, ice types, etc. I think, like, aesthetically, I think the team's really cool. I think that, like, this is a very, very neat team. Happy to see something like this in the top cut.
Last top cut team. So this is pretty much the same as the other Torkoal Lilycole team.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is there's Annihilate instead of Amoonguss.
Yeah. So we actually were able to see Zach on stream, and one of the things he went and said was that he was so afraid of all the T-Tars that were coming around that he had more close combats on his team than protects. Again, we see the close combat on Incineroar with the Clear Amulet. Also, if I had a nickel for every Zach from New England who top cut this event, I'd have 2 nickels, which it's kind of weird that I would have 2.
Yeah.
Hoping very hard for a Zach from New England versus Zach from New England finals. I think they might be like, I haven't looked at the bracket, but I'm pretty sure they're on there's a chance they're on opposite sides of the bracket.
Well, I can find out. It looks like they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
These aren't final. These are
they were screwing everything. They were screwing everything up.
The reason why we started with 12 is because they are a complete mess.
Yeah.
The bracket does not make sense. Past top 8, it did not work out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the final top cut team. Everything else after this made day 2 and made a push for top cut, but just didn't quite have the guts to get there. Montana Mott playing the same team.
Yep, Montana playing the same team as his boyfriend. They've built together, again, along with a handful of others. I'd say the one team just going through things, we do have a very, very top end, actually 2 back-to-back top end Japanese players in 17th and 18th, and I would like to, and also 19th looks like a team that would be fun to talk about. So let's just go look at 17 through 19, talk about 2 players who came over from Japan to play, along with Brandon's team in 19th. So the reason why we're seeing Japanese players, just as a quick reminder, while they cannot earn championship points, if they do win the regional, they automatically get their Worlds invite, regardless of where you're from. And so what Yuma is doing right here is trying to not have to play best of one until 2027.
Yeah, which
Yuma wants
which
out.
we see how that went.
Hey, he came pretty close.
Game close.
Yeah.
This is a team.
No, I will say, this is very Japan coded. This is very
So is the next one. The next one's one we're more used to seeing from Japan.
Yeah.
But
this is
it feels
Japan
it's
best of one coded.
Sun-esque plus playing some unique things
Power
that we don't
Herb
normally
Arch.
see. Oh, it's not even that. It's the Endeavor incineroar. And the Nightshade.
No. We're going back. When did that happen?
A while.
When did it learn that move?
I think it's had Endeavor the entire time. I'm pretty sure it's had Endeavor the entire time.
1 minute.
Yeah, it's had Endeavor forever.
Yep. Nope. Never knew that. It's the whole didn't know he could do that thing too.
Yeah.
Wow.
But also there's like the Nightshade for Rigorath.
Yeah.
So that's cool. We're doing Babiri Berry Whimsicott, which I don't.
Yeah, I
this is what I'm just like, man, this item feels useless in this format most of the time because
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of the time in a Terra format, these type berries just don't matter as much.
You probably have enough bulk where the Babiri lets you live, like maybe it's a +2 life orb. Make it rain.
I gotta look.
Yeah, so just talking through this, I think the idea of playing the Babiri Whimsicott is depending on, and of course, Carl, if you say it's impossible, and also like give it like if it has to be calm, it has to be calm. To just try to figure it out. But like my thought process here would be, I want my Whimsicott to be able to always live a +2 life orb boosted Make It Rain.
Oh God, that's really bad.
That's a great sign for this. But anyways, at least my thought process will be doing that without having to go and commit your Terra, or maybe even just like drop the +2 and see if you can just live the life orb Make It Rain.
No.
Yeah, it's not great.
You'll live the Make It Rain if it's not +2, as long as it's timid. You could live it as this is also max HP. Like you have to be like max HP for this Whimsicott to live.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're max HP, or like you're calm with something. That's the thought process with the Babiri,
but you are nowhere close to living +2. You can't. You can't. You can put everything into it, and you don't even come close to living this thing.
Yeah. Well, that was.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's probably the idea.
Max special defense, max HP into with Babiri Berry into +2 Make It Rain, Life Orb, Golden Go. You get wrecked. It's still 104 to 123.
That's hilarious. Okay, so you weren't living the +2, but at least you know you're living it.
You live the +1, but like here's the other side of that coin. Why not just like play a Sash?
Oh yeah, you're right. You can do that. Yeah, the Sash is there.
If that's what you're trying to do, is live it with a Babiri Berry, you're not living the double up anyway.
Yeah, just be Sash.
Just be Sash.
Yeah, that would
just be Sash, because then you're guaranteed to live the +2 one.
Yeah.
Until they break your Sash, which, like, cool, whatever. Yeah, no, I think this one's just a little too long in the oven, folks. Don't be doing Babiri Berry Whimsicott. Moving on. This one we've seen slight pieces of before, because they love Primarina.
Yeah,
Love it.
and they are running. So it's a weird because they're running the proper item on Primarina, but they're not running the proper item on Talonflame. That should be the Flying Plate or whatever the hell it's called, Sky Plate. Because again, we want to use plates, not the other items, because you want the power of God and anime on your side. That is you want every even if you don't believe in it, just have it in your back pocket just in case.
I do like the Clear Amulet Rillaboom too. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, Clear Amulet Rillaboom is always a really cool team. This team is very, very like anti-Incineroar coded between the high horsepower Clear Amulet Rillaboom, the Primarina, and of course Mouse Ape is always just anti-Incin. Your Maushold here is running the Focus Sash with Super Fang, Beat Up, Follow Me, and Protect. With your Friend Guard as well. Annihilate is the Citrus Berry variant over the lefties, so you get the bulk recovery instead of the passive recovery. Then since you are running the Friend Guard Follow Me, it's really easy to have the setup Goldango with Life Orb as well. You get your Tailwind support with Talonflame that gives you a go mode. Even if like once the Maushold falls and your ghost of choice is set up, the Talonflame can come in, click Tailwind, and you can clean up there.
Yep.
Overall, again, just really, really solid team. You got your Fire, Water, Grass, you have your speed control, you have your redirection, your setup, your ability to deter, intimidate. This is just a really, really strong team by Yosuke, and again, just casually flew over and finished 18th. As you said, not close enough, but still pretty damn good.
That finish might have paid for their trip, maybe.
Probably.
It depends. It's pretty expensive.
Hit the slots, boys.
Yeah, they might have to take their winnings somewhere.
Yeah. Don't. This is we are not endorsing gambling. Just throwing it out there.
I mean, we play a game that's all about gambling, but we don't endorse it.
Yes. Not your real money.
Yeah. This is the other team you want to talk about. I think you just want to talk about this because it has the Ursaluna Como that you really, really like.
I love Ursaluna and Como, just in general as Pokemon, but even just seeing this six together. First of all, we're seeing the Psy spam of Armarouge and Indeedee. Something that we would usually, again, at this point, we'd always just see Hatterene as your Psy spam on. Going back to the classic, Generation 9 classic with Armarouge, that Armadillo is really cool there. The Ribombee is another Pokemon that did win a regional this go around. Running it with both Shield Dust, which is pretty much a Goggles, and your Sash, like the Pokemon has 2 items. That's really, really neat.
Did you mean Covert Cloak, not Goggles?
I'm sorry, Covert Cloak, yes, not Goggles.
I was about to say, I was like, what?
No, I'm thinking because I'm looking at the overcoat on the Como.
You're looking at overcoat, which is Goggles.
Yeah, so you have 2 Pokemon on this team that are pretty much running 2 items, which is really, really great. Items are there's so many like super powerful items. Like whenever I play old games, not even going like Gen 2, but like playing like Gen 3 or Gen 4, and I'm like, where are all the good items?
Yeah,
and it's because I have like they all got invented like Gen 5 and on, especially like Gens 5. Like just so many cool items have been developed, and they're all just really, really powerful to again either give your like Pokemon a lot of great boosts. So to have effectively 2 items, awesome. Yeah, in general, just really, really great. Corviknight is kind of like an anti-bullshit Pokemon. It's a matchup check. There's going to be situations where you're in a matchup that your opponent was like, well, I don't have anything to touch it, and the Corv can just sit there, and you can just beat around everything else with your other Pokemon, and you get into a point where they can't win because they're one niche Corv answer that only works 40% of the time. Your Blood Moon Ursaluna like sent it to the afterlife, and now they can't win. I just think it's like just really cool team, really great team building, and just awesome mons.
I have found the other Grimmsnarl you were probably looking at.
Yes, Pulchua.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like I knew I saw it. Oh, this is more Sun, but again, different Sun.
This is the other Ninetales.
Yes.
So that's kind of cool. This is also a Chlorophyll Whimsicott.
Yeah, no, it's you forget that Whimsicott not only has other abilities, but that they're also good abilities.
Good is subjective here.
I mean, most Pokemon
Chlorophyll
would be happy with
Whimsicott doesn't
Chlorophyll.
feel like it does anything. Yeah, you get to Encore like the Incineroar, but I feel like at that point you probably aren't wanting to sit in front of an Incineroar anyway. So
Yeah,
yeah, because it's gonna get you the first. It's gonna fake you out the first time, break your sash, and then you die.
yeah.
So.
Again, we're seeing the Protect Throat Spray on the Farigg. Again, just making active.
I feel like this has
The
become the
Incineroar's active.
standard.
I feel like it is the standard.
Because they've all been almost. I think all of them have been Terra Fire for the
Yep.
most part.
And that's like just a really good way of trying to figure out how to play this Pokemon.
Yeah,
In the first,
Fire. You keep talking. I'm just gonna keep scrolling.
So say, especially at the first time, like when we're going through Regulation H, it felt like Fergraph fell off because it was weirdly like bulky enough, but also not bulky at the same time. Was dropped for other Trick Room setters, P2 and Indeedee and Sinistra, and now is kind of came back specifically on these more hyper offensive teams because it could be a significantly more active Pokemon by running it with the throat spray, and you don't really care. You aren't trying to run it as a bulky Gloomon that gets all that 100% of the time gets the Trick Room up, because in the grand scheme of things, you don't need it to be that on this sort of hyper offensive team.
Yeah. Yeah. I think all of them are fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, every single one I've found so far has been fire. So yeah. Anything else team wise you want to look at?
Interesting. I'm just going through right now. We have nothing like super stand like again, just a lot of like really cool teams. All the different like Sun stuff. I know like Alberto Lara was running screens with Hydreigon, which I think is neat. But again, a lot of that's the same idea as the other screens teams that we've seen. It's just that he's using a different dragon and a different ground type than the others. He's running the Garchomp and the Hydreigon instead of the Ursaluna and the Dragonite. This team over here, that is an Azumarill. That's really neat.
Yeah, that's something we haven't seen in a hot minute. For those that don't
with
know,
Belly Drum too.
Yeah, this is the Belly Drum Azumarill. I was going to say, for those that don't know, or aren't aware, Belly Drum Huge Power Azumarill hits like a truck.
Yes.
Having access to Priority Aqua Jet means that you just clean up every time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
going through everything else, I'd say the only other one, like, for teams that made day 2, nothing really that was like also like did super well.
That is the second Mence with a Dondozo that I've seen. Interesting.
Which one?
So this one's Sean Tang.
No relation.
No relation.
To our knowledge.
This is so there was 2 of these that I've seen now, and they are just like playing solo Dozo, Terra Electric, kind of doing a similar style to what the like Blood Moon Ursaluna was doing. Has Curse and Yawn. You have Wave Crash as your main damage attack. Unaware makes it really hard to deal with you. You just ignore all like the boosts from Volcarona, the boosts from Sneasler, the boosts from anything else in front of you. You can coaching next to it with the Sneasler, which a lot of your team really appreciates coaching in some shape or fashion. So there's a lot of cool little moving pieces here that's kind of neat. And it's just kind of unfortunate they didn't do a little bit better. I saw another one. Where was it? Because that's not the first one I saw. There it is. Same kind of thing. Doing a Terra Electric Dondozo, acting as like a kind of like a Blood Moon style of I'm going to sit here and yawn, and I have Curse to set up, and I'm going to stall my game out because your ground types can't sit in front of me, so you can't hit me for super effective damage.
Yeah.
That's the difference between Blood Moon Ursaluna being an electric, like going to electric, and Dondozo going to electric. Blood Moon hits you probably for neutral damage. Dondozo hits your ground type attackers probably for super effective, unless it's exactly Rillaboom with high horsepower.
Yeah. Which again, this is also the more classic. Like, we don't see that high horsepower on this Rillaboom. It's using U-turn, which honestly has really fallen off as an option. It's
the ground coverage is just more important.
It's
right
just
now.
so good. Yeah.
As we are talking, finals is going on. It is almost over.
I haven't even checked.
You should. You'll be very happy. Well, as happy as you can be, probably.
Wait. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I all I'm going to say is there may or may not be a Littleroot lesson special. Where New England takes over again.
You will have to. I'll ask you the question after, just so we don't spoil everything.
Sure.
But, I do have a question.
Yeah.
If something,
I'll have to figure it out though,
because to live something.
Yeah.
You got anything else on this team from this?
No, I think in general, this is pretty damn promising. Honestly, going into like the potential coverage of this event, I was thinking to myself, this might not be as fun. Once we were told Regulation F is going back, that ladder's gone crazy. Regulation H Showdown ladder is doing nothing because there's no reason to play unless you're going here.
My local scene has scheduled like three to four locals in the last like 2 weekends of the month, and everybody's just like,
we don't want to play this.
I'm probably not going to these because we don't want to play this. And and the organizer's like, yeah, after I booked these this week, we kind of realized that we probably don't want to play this event format anymore.
Yeah, so I have a local on the 18th, so Tuesday, and that will 100% be my last Regulation H event. And then I don't think we have anything after that until I think that might be the last Reg H event in New England, unless there's like some in like Western Connecticut that I honestly wouldn't be going to anyways.
Like I said, we have I think 4 or 5 scheduled for the back half of the month here, because they had Vegas this weekend, and then nobody was doing anything at the start of the month. So now they have, I think I could check on Discord real fast. I think there's 5 locals in like 2 weekends or something.
Yeah.
Which is wild to me. That we've
for us,
crammed that many.
Even this week, like we went and we did a what was it? CJ did their local in CJ did their local this past weekend because we're like, okay, it's Vegas weekend, but not everyone's going to Vegas. It's not like scheduling a New England event the weekend of Toronto or something, or an East Coast event where everyone's flying down there.
Yeah,
we only had like 10 or so people attend. So yeah, it was like one of those things where we were able to do a ton of locals. Regardless, also I got a reminder. Shout out to Matt, Atomic Penguin, solely because he asked me to shout him out. He's actually he's actually going to be playing Go Regionals in January in Australia. Because he was looking, is like, hey, is Champions going to be legal? And we're like, no. And he said, thanks for helping me with my decision. I'm going to play Pokemon Go. Yeah, that's kind of that. I think that's everything I have. We got LAIC next week, which will be exciting. I always love that that's leading up to Thanksgiving. The next 2 weeks are going to be so busy for me. I need to just get to Thanksgiving, and then I can like breathe for 2 days.
Yeah,
that is all I need. So you got anything else?
I'm looking to see how many locals I have.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We're pretty.
There's 2 there.
Pretty booked.
And then there's 1 there, and then I think there's 2 here. Yeah. So yeah, we got 5 locals in 2 weekends. All either just before or just after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm also kind of trying to stall to see if we have a winner before we end the episode.
Yeah, this might be going to game 3.
Move that down. Maybe not. We'll see.
Let's see. Oh, that's big.
I'm gonna stop sharing the screen.
Yeah.
Bam. Close that window. Share this window so people can see what we're watching.
Yeah. Yeah, so end of the pod, we'll just go live. We have our boy wonder, my boy wonder, Zach Weed, trying to get his first very deserved regional win.
Acrobatics, not enough.
Yep. Oh, so you're ahead of me right now. Somehow, one moment. Am I? Yeah, because I was just looked down my phone. Yeah, so you're like a move or two. Yeah, we're going to a game 3.
Yeah, we're gonna be going to a game 3. Okay, this will give us a chance to do some play-by-play calling here.
Yeah,
I didn't get to see game 2 at all, really, for what happened.
One moment. Let me see, because there's for some reason. Full screen view. We'll go full screen. Okay, so yeah, we have it right here. So game 2 is just finishing up right now. It's not fully over. Yeah, it should be fully over.
It should be over. I don't think you live headlong rush from Sneasler.
No, you don't.
I get into the Sneasler. I don't think you live that even at +1 defense. I know Terra was used earlier on the what's the word? Terra was used on the King Gambit earlier this match by Zach. So Terra is not an option here. You shouldn't live this. Nope. So yeah. I don't think there is actually a way to live that hit. With +1. I don't think there is unless you Terra. I don't think there is. I could probably look real fast just to answer my own question. I don't see why I wouldn't want to know the answer to that question.
Yeah. What was the question? I don't know. I don't know Zach's calcs.
No, I was talking about the Sneasler just now. If there was a way for Sneasler to live Guts boosted Ursaluna at +1. No, there isn't. I don't think there is anyway. I think it's just impossible. Yeah, it's impossible. So yeah, going into game 3 here, from what we saw in game 1, what I saw in game 1, Kilowattrel's probably not great into this matchup. As nice as you think it would be into the Basque Legion and into the Sneasler, you don't outspeed either of those Pokemon unless you have Tailwind up, which requires you taking a turn off to set Tailwind, which then gets your Sash broken, which is not good. So Dylan was smart going into game 2 to swap to the Trick Room mode. I think go for that slower game plan.
I think this is one of the youngest looking finals you've ever seen. Dylan, also known as Azalite on Twitter, or in the community, for those of you who don't know, has been in Pokemon for a good bit, at least since like a higher end player, at least since the Sword and Shield era. Again, very talented player, very baby faced. You can see him very stressed on stream right now. Well, you have Zach Weed, who is an actual child. I think he came out of the womb last week, wearing his Anaheim sweatshirt because he was just in Worlds. Of course, Dylan also being a Worlds caliber player. Overall, these are two of the, when you talk about the next generation of top end players, I think these are two of the faces you can put into that. Zach really only playing VGC for about 3 years now. Scarlet and Violet's first year was his first year of competing as a senior, and just honestly, it was a thing where he was a relatively high-end senior, but once he took that jump to the Masters division, something just clicked, whether it was just being able to play at high-power locals, having the ability to build with some other top players who are Worlds competitors in this area, or Worlds capable players in this area, including players like Tony, June, Stefan Mott, who is already a regional champion from this season, Chase Mateo, who has made back-to-back world championships, Grant Laird, who has top-aided LAIC this past, EUIC this past season. I think just being around those players, he just blossomed into an absolute terror to go against.
I also have answered my question.
Okay.
My earlier question.
Yeah.
Which I guess I can ask it now that we're talking about it.
Yes.
Game 1, the Basket Legion lived on 1 from the Kilowattrel. There's exactly 1 roll that Kilowattrel KOs Basket Legion.
Okay.
So it was like it's a 6.3% chance that you KO the Basket Legion. You were not KOing the Basket Legion unless you got that 1 roll. See an instant Basket Legion lead with an Ursaluna Amoonguss lead. Interesting.
Yes.
I'm expecting, if I see this from Dylan, I'm expecting like flip turn.
Yeah. So right now we're playing safe with Ursaluna with Protect, and it looks like we're seeing a double.
We're just
Protect
gonna double
to stop the fake out.
Yeah, we're gonna scout what we're locking into on this Basket Legion. Protect against the fake out. This is super duper safe from Dylan.
We'll wait and see.
This way, like, you can see. Okay, so we're just hard switching. That's
Yes.
actually the smart line into the obvious double protect there.
Mm-hmm.
Brings in the Ninetales because now you can't rage powder this away. So now it's going to probably force a potential Terra on the Ursaluna next turn, because I don't know my Ursaluna calcs that well, but I know Blizzard hurts.
Yeah.
And they went for the taunt. That's probably going to be what we see next turn happen too.
Yeah. And one of the things as well, as we noted when covering the team in the pod, you see the Life Orb on the Ninetales. This is the more offensive variant. Blizzard's really, really going to hurt. This is the only special offense on Zach's team.
Dylan didn't click the Terra button. I think we're just going for it.
Well, he was thinking of going for the switch. But yeah, no, looks like he's just
going in. Oh, this Blizzard's going to hurt. Maybe he must know he can live the Blizzard.
It has to.
But this is from Life Orb Ninetales. This is going to hurt significantly.
Now the Assault Vest Incineroar comes in. This does.
We could also watch them encore into Protect. For the Ursaluna.
We see Zach commit the Terra onto his Ninetales, going into the Terra Ghost. This is to stop any of the facades going in. Along with next turn, you can't fake it out, and this is just
so we live the Blizzard.
Yep.
What do we? And we taunt their Incin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now we're going to see if this Headlong Rush picks up.
It does.
It does.
The problem now is Ursaluna cannot sit on the field. The Incineroar can't fake out the Ninetales. The Basket Legion's probably going to come back in and is going to threaten the Incineroar across from it.
And the Incineroar will be forced. I believe it's the Terra Grass on Incineroar. Now, while it does have a good bit of health a good bit of bulk via the Assault Vest, you're still going to be tearing into the
with the way the rest of the team is set up, you have to save Ursaluna here. You have to.
Yeah. We can see in the back that the Porygon 2 is the fourth and final Pokemon that Dylan did bring.
I feel like if you don't protect... Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is about to be really bad. Dylan's playing a little scared.
Yeah, Dylan's feeling a lot of pressure right now.
There we go. Now we got the swap right. We got the knockoff clicked correctly. There we go. Now we figured it out. Because, if you don't protect this Ursaluna, you are in trouble. This could just be a wave crash into Incineroar. Yeah, this Incineroar is just gone.
Yep, Incin's gone.
We just have this delete button of a... We never got Trick Room up. So we just have a free delete button.
And the Blizzard gets off right here, doing a decent chunk of damage. Now, what you don't see is what you didn't see right there is the freeze. However, Zach is going to have a second chance at that. A freeze pretty much ends the game.
Yeah.
If it's not over.
We're going to Terra Water here. I would imagine Basculegion probably swaps out in this situation.
Yeah.
Protecting Basculegion is really important. And we've already, we know that he's forced the Terra. If he's got Rillaboom hiding in the back here, a Rillaboom switch in is huge.
And knowing what Zach brought in the last couple of games, I do believe it is going to be the Rillaboom. I don't think it's the Sneasler, but it'll be interesting to see.
It wouldn't make much sense to bring the Sneasler without the Rillaboom.
Yeah.
It also, I guess, could be King Gambit.
Definitely could be. Sucker Punch feels just generally
Sucker
good.
Punch, I feel like, really threatens a lot that's going on outside of the Amoonguss.
Yeah.
So we didn't pivot. We're just gonna wave crash and blizzard. I guess pray. I guess hope and pray. I guess.
Yeah.
That's still real good damage.
That's insane damage. All things considered, it's a very bulky Pokemon.
Oh, went Moonblast.
Okay.
So it's gonna proc the Citrus Berry. They don't get a free switch here off of the Amoonguss now.
Yeah.
So now do we swap out? I'm just so do we swap out the Basculegion and just protect the Ninetales to stall a turn?
I think so.
Obviously, we don't know what the last Pokemon is back there for Zach.
Yeah, that's
the kicker, thing. Right? If it's King Gambit, this is the easiest switch. Eat that Ice Beam and whatnot. If it's Rillaboom, you switch and eat the Spore. There's a lot of freebies here. It is.
So we see that it is Rillaboom as the last Mon. Overall, just looking at the screen, like Dylan seems very emotive. Zach is very, very collected. You go into Spore into
We're gonna get our turn of sleep already off the board. We're not KOing anything. We're gonna eat the Ice Beam, no problem.
Yeah, 50%. That actually helped critical hit. Yeah,
I'm about to say that's a crit, which we have Fake Out this turn. Amoonguss isn't threatening anything on our team now. It's got the Spore off.
Yeah. Now I think the question here, you're definitely going to go into the Ice Beam. You're probably going to try to Pollen Puff here.
This almost would have been a free. You swap Pollen Puff, side Pollen Puff. That would have been such a smart, thinking about it line. But with Basculegion having taken its guaranteed turn of sleep, it's a little risky.
Yeah. I mean, Grassy Glide also is an option into it if you're trying to call the switch, going in Grassy Gliding into that slot, which we do see the Grassy Glide there.
Ooh,
but into
the Grassy Terrain recovery.
Pollen Puff gets off onto the P2, healing it up, who fires off another Ice Beam into the Rillaboom, who lives. And then Basculegion wakes up.
Wave Crash is going to take out the... Yep. So now the Ursaluna is threatened by this Rillaboom. I would almost expect to see Rillaboom swapped out.
Yeah.
But then it just becomes a game of just like, okay, who's going to tank what? Like you ice beam Rilla, and protect feels super bad. Don't protect here. You have the trick room.
I know you feel like, however, you're almost forced to protect because the Grassy Glide is always just there.
That you waste any turn of Trick Room at this point. Yeah. Okay, Basilisk is coming out. Ninetales is coming in. Oh, okay. I'm guessing we're gonna probably just be locking into Aqua Jet here in a second.
Yeah. So you see the protect go off, and one of the other things that this allows, I should have been counting Trick Room turns. The Grassy Glide
there's
goes
2 left after this.
There's 2 left. Okay.
Yep, Ice Beam. So this puts us in a scenario of we're locking into Aqua Jet on our Basket Legion. Very likely, I imagine, if we have Aqua Jet. I'm assuming that's the lock in.
I can check right now.
Flip turn, Last Respects, Wave Crash, Aqua Jet. That feels like it has to be what it is.
Yeah, just give me a moment, because there we go.
Yeah, this might be a dead Ursaluna.
Oh, this is the wrong event. This is TCG, because I saw Tord Recklive, and I'm like, that's...
So I'm expecting Aqua Jet into the Ursaluna, and then probably just click Blizzard, or just click Protect as much HP off of on our Ninetales as possible.
The Aqua Jet.
Aqua Jet picks up the KO. I don't think P2 can get through this.
I don't either.
It's stuck clicking Ice Beam.
Yep, Ice.
So like you gotta get like double freezes, I guess.
I mean, I could see it where it is it is a neutral attack onto the Ninetales. However, with the Twisted Dimensions back, you are going to have to take a Blizzard.
Like you're eating a Blizzard, you're eating an Aqua Jet every turn.
It also could be Moon Blast to
this
try
could
to
be
get
Moon
the special
Blast.
attack. No, it's a Blizzard.
Blizzard's currently more power.
Yeah.
Because it's no longer spread. Ice Beam. Another crit. But now you just protect Ninetales, Aqua Jet.
The only reason why I think you just keep on gunning it is it's because it can click recover.
That's the trick. Is you're just gonna force the recover loop. If you do that, which with the way the crit, if it'd have to crit again, I think, for it to KO the Ninetales here. So it's like it's not super out of range just to click Aqua Jet plus. I feel like Porygon has to click recover here. Like you can't not click recover and risk getting frozen and or critted. Because Aqua Jet's going to move ahead every time. Yeah, that's why.
On the Aqua Jet. There's the crit on the Aqua Jet. There's the Blizzard. On 4 HP left. And there's the recover.
But now we're in the recover loop. We pretty much are clicking recover until this Ninetales goes down. You just gotta. Now I think we could have probably maybe. I think we ended up ahead on HP still after the recover.
Well, the other question is like, do you encore into the recover and just lock
that's the scary one, right? I don't think you can afford to do that.
Probably not. No, we're just seeing the Blizzard. I was getting too cute.
It's 4 HP. I was about to say it's 4 HP difference, and it's going to start getting HP again. So it was at 100, went down to 8, going up to 104. The snow is done, so now we are
clicking Moonblast.
We're clicking Moonblast or Encore to save HP. But we're going to run out of Aqua Jets here soon.
Aqua Jet again does about 30 damage.
Click Encore.
And there's the Encore.
Yep, save HP a little bit. But now which it's going to probably go pretty close to full.
Yeah, you're going to be at 170. We're going to burn those through.
Yep. We got a lot of Aqua Jets.
Yeah, you have a lot of Aqua Jets, and you also have a good bit of Moonblasts, and that is, I think,
the problem with Moonblast is you're using your HP on your Ninetales, so you only have so many.
Yeah, that's going to be the issue there.
You're hoping for a freeze.
We just go for a Raw Blizzard, and still no freeze, and which is absolutely crazy with the number of times Zach's hit Blizzard in this game, and just
this is
no
probably
freeze.
The last attack from Ninetales unless it protects. It's like probably you have like one Moonblast left. But here's the thing: is you never actually have to click that Moonblast. You can recover stall Porygon 2 now. You can effectively lock it into Encore loop, and it'll eventually start to struggle itself.
Yep.
So, yep. There's the Encore. This is gonna get real close. It's gonna come down to the wire. So we've got 2 recovers left. Yep. And then we're going to Aqua Jet again. Aqua Jet has like 30 something PP? 32?
32 sounds right.
So this is, you can only recover. You're stuck in recover. Yep, you click protect, you click Aqua Jet, the last recover gets used, Encore ends, you Encore again. And then it goes into struggle. Yep, Encore's ended. Aqua Jet Encore locks this loop up.
Yep, and we see the Encore right here.
Oh, it failed.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, yeah, because you can't...
You can't Encore a 0 PP move.
Yep, that's what it is. Well, learn something new every day.
Game's not over yet.
It's not. Because you can't Terra Blast. And now you're playing the crit game.
You're playing the how much does my Ice Beam do game. Oh my goodness, that is not a lot. Oh, this is the Aqua Jet Ice Beam race. We're hoping for crits.
Crits and freezes.
No freeze yet. Aqua Jet, 68.
68.
Ice Beam. No. That one did a little bit more. No freeze. Crit.
Aqua Jet.
That one did a lot more. That last Aqua Jet did 30.
No freeze.
No freeze.
Crit Aqua Jet wins it.
Crit Aqua Jet wins this game.
And a freeze on an Ice Beam freeze probably wins the game.
Maybe. Freeze is sketchy. You can't
you can't bank on it. Freeze
you can't
is very
bank
sketchy.
On freeze staying for 2 turns, so here we go. Aqua Jet. Not a crit, down 28. To 10.
It comes down to if there's no freeze or
no
crit.
Freeze. Frozen last
There's a freeze.
One.
No.
Not done yet. We have to go one more. Nope, that's it. That's game. You come to Vegas to gamble.
You do. Dylan Salvanera, regional champion. Congratulations to Dylan for sticking it out. It was a very difficult play. The Encore for he probably said something that they had to cut. Yeah. The Encore play that failed, that little bit of damage, it
mattered. That little extra bit of damage mattered.
It did. That was, again, we were talking about the loop, and then we realized, oh wait, that's not something that we can do.
Yeah. Yep. The
heartbreaking for Zach. I'm saying this. I'm very happy for Dylan. You can see the emotion. He had his back against the wall, and this is why you always play to your outs. He had outs, and literally on the last turn, he was able to get the freeze that Zach was never able to get.
Yeah,
and was able to stay through with it. This is it is a nice. You're right. We come to Vegas to gamble. This
Like
is the
this
game we
is
play.
it's the epitome. It's this is why you come, like, you go to Vegas to gamble, and this is why you play Pokemon. It's you play to your outs and you play to the numbers, and eventually the numbers help you or they hurt you, and that's just how it works.
Yeah. And on that note, I'm a little heartbroken. I feel so bad for Zach.
It happens.
And I think that's leaving off one of the things that I'm looking forward to when going back to Reg F. And of course, like P2 is still there, like free, like all those moves are like the RNG is always going to be there. I don't know. I just feel like Reg H, very fitting for the Reg H regional to be in Vegas.
And Dire Claw wasn't even the problem.
Yeah, for once, Dire Claw wasn't the problem.
Dire Claw honestly hasn't been a problem for weeks now at this point. Everybody's hopped off the Dire Claw train. So it's funny that it did just come down to 10% roll into 10% roll into 10% roll into.
He probably went with the Encore. He probably just lost count of how many recovers there were.
Yeah.
He probably thought there was one more, and that kind of.
If you just click Moonblast there, you win that game every time.
Yeah.
So, but it did get to the point where, like, it was you had to have your opponent make a mistake and you had to get the freeze. So it's still
it's everything went Dylan's way.
Yeah. That's how it works. All right.
Okay, and thank you very much for joining us through that, watching that with us. You can find all of our other videos on YouTube at Littleroot Lessons. You can find all of our social updates on Blue Sky at Littleroot Lessons, and the hosts at Mr. Missouri 25, at Musical, and at Rose Tinted Cheeks. Come join our Discord. We have already had a few people starting to talk about Regulation F as we get back into a more higher-powered format, along with talk about the Pokemon TCG, Pokemon Go, Pokemon ZA, which has still been pretty big. Everyone's trying to get the game done before the DLC comes out in less than a month.
I have finally gotten my shiny charm.
Oh, you finally? You did.
I finally got my shiny charm.
I'm still rank E.
I have to finish some side quest stuff on my own time that I want to do. Which there's like some, not to be spoilery, but there's some pretty like intense side quests that I gotta do. If you know, you know. I've been saving the hard ones for the end, so I have to work on doing those. But I have the shiny charm. I was able to set up my little macro stick for the battles to do that because I was not spending the 7 hours or whatever it was going to take me to grind to 1,000 battles. Nope, wasn't happening. But I've been looking into either sponsoring or hosting a ZA battle tournament thing. I think it would be fun to try and figure out how to do that. Maybe do something over this month of December while we're in our VGC break because there's no events.
We'll be able to use the new Mega Pokemon, not just the new Mega Pokemon initially introduced, but the new DLC mons, and also an actual shout out to Matt because he was the one who first brought it up.
Yeah, they brought it up, and that mentioned that's a +1s. I've seen other people hosting them. I know the Wide League's doing one here soon, which I might get in on that one if it's at a decent time and I can participate. Because I really enjoyed the ZA format.
Yeah,
I like this kind of style of free for all battles.
I still need to dive into it a little more when I get the time, which hopefully I will in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And with that all being said, have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.